You might not realize it, but if you've managed to save $250,000, you've got yourself halfway to $1 million. Here's how it works. Up until now, you've been doing most of the heavy lifting in terms of saving, but starting now, you've got more money coming into your account. In addition to you putting in money, compounding starts to work harder and harder. So if you're saving $10,000 a year, it will take you about 14 years to 250, and then another 14 years to get to $1 million. That's 3 times the amount of money in the same amount of time. I know that not everybody is saving $10,000 a year, so let's look at different saving scenarios using major retirement accounts and see how long it takes to get to 250 and then to $1 million. If you're maxing out your IRA or Roth IRA at $7,000 a year or just under $600 a month, it will take 17 and a half years to get to 250 and then another 15 years to get to $1 million. If you're maxing out your 401k at $23,000 a year or about $2,000 a month, it will take you 8 years to get to 250 and 11 years to get to $1 million. And if you're doing both IRA and 401k at a total of $30,000 a year or about $2,500 a month, it will take you 6.5 years to get to 250 and 10 years to get to $1 million. Looking at these numbers, you might have noticed that contributing larger amounts really accelerates the timeline of getting from 0 to 250. But once you've reached $250,000, it doesn't accelerate the timeline by that much, going from 250 to $1 million. The reason for that is in the beginning, your contributions account for much larger percentage of your portfolio, and growth comes mostly from contributions. But once you've hit that mark, growth is now driven by compounding, by the size of your portfolio and the returns that it generates. So look at these numbers. This is how much your portfolio generates. These returns are already larger, and these are the returns that drive the portfolio growth and the timeline. And here's the wild thing. Once you reach $1 million, you can double your money from $1 to $2 million in 9 years if you add nothing, or in 7 years if you keep adding $30,000 of your own money every year. I'm linking this Google Sheet for you guys to play around. Feel free to download it and plug in your numbers. You can play around with interest rate to see, make it more conservative, say 5%, or increase it to 10%, and put in the actual savings rate that you're saving so you can figure out how long it will take you to go from where you are today to 250 and then from 250 to $1 million. So let's talk about what to do if you've reached $250,000. If you are here, you're in wealth level 3, and this is the wealth level that is actually the most transformational of all, not only in terms of your financial position, but also in terms of your mindset. Up until now, you've been focusing on saving and using passive investments to grow your wealth. If your goal is to get to $1 to $2 million, you can keep doing what you're doing and you'll achieve that. This is actually a great place to be because it can strike a good balance between having money and then having time and energy to live a good life. However, for a lot of people at this level, these $1 to $2 million are tied to 1 to 2 assets like your house and your retirement plan. And while you're wealthy on paper, these assets are not easily accessible and you don't actually feel wealthy. So if you want real wealth, we're talking about level 5, 10 million plus wealth. Now is a good time to start transitioning how you think about personal finances. It's not going to be easy. The strategies that you relied on to get to this level, like saving and investing in passive index funds, will not get you to the next level. You need assets that generate cash flow and that generate returns over 8 to 10%. So one option you could do is split that contribution and maybe keep contributing 50% of what you've been contributing and use the rest of the money to funnel it to start a business. Put a formal structure around it so that you not only generate additional revenue, but you can also offset your taxable 9-to-5 income with legal business deductions. A friend of mine has a math tutoring business with an online portion where she posts interesting things about math and about learning online. And so she's able to use business deductions like her office space, her internet, her phone bill, her transportation to get from one kid's house to another. This helps offset the revenue from the business and also helps offset a little bit of the main income that she has from her 9-to-5. And if you're not at 250 yet, if your portfolio size is less than 250, you're likely at wealth level 1 or 2. And in level 1, you're in survival. So focus on getting a safety net, organizing your finances so that you know exactly what's coming in and what's coming out. Your primary income is the fastest way to get more money. So if you're not at $250,000 yet in your portfolio, Focus on getting to the point where your salary is at a 6-figure level. Once you're there and out of the trenches, start investing. Start small and start before you think you have enough money. Here's an interesting perspective. There's Parkinson's law, and according to it, if you allow yourself to spend 100% of your salary, you'll find a way to do it. If you allow yourself to spend 90 and save 10%, you'll find a way to stretch the 90% until your next paycheck. So if saving is new to you, start by putting away 10% and see how that goes for a couple of months. Once it becomes manageable, start putting away more, 20 or 30%. Remember that wealth is not the same as income. As your income grows, if you keep spending it, your wealth will stay at the same level. Someone making $200,000 and spending all of it is actually less wealthy than someone making $80,000 and saving $20,000 consistently. And that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like it, share it. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I love hearing from you. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.